Maya Higa kicks her back in right here. This might be the nail in the coffin. This might seal it. Maya Higa's lawyer chose violence. The court has already dismissed plaintiff's claim for fraud. So, the only claim primarily based on Higa's conduct rather than the statements or actions of her co-defendant and plaintiff's claim for torturous interference with business relations. The only claims now remaining are defamation and intentional infliction of emotional distress. The TCPA applies these claims because they are based on communications about underlying incident and related matters that plaintiff repeatedly states were the subject of public discussion and their articles because the TCPA applies to claims against Higa. All right, plaintiff was required to put on clear evidence, but the plaintiff have put forth no evidence that Higa made or participated in any defamatory statements or any conduct that be characterized as extreme or outrageous to support her claim.
That's a truthful statement.
I have to agree with Higa. Nor has plaintiff introduced any evidence that would make Higa liable for allegedly defamatory statements or torturous conduct of others. I mean, that's another truthful statement. Plaintiff has also failed to show why her defamation claim based on a statement from September 2021 is not barred by limitations when she filed this lawsuit nearly 18 months after the statement. This is what I was saying. I'm like, yo, why is she not addressing the statute of limitations? It's just like, well, if I don't address it, then it don't exist. Higa is entitled to dismissal on the claims pursuant to the TCPA. And the statute of limitations is the elephant in the room, guys. Plaintiff does not dispute that the TCA applies to her claims against Higa. Okay, she's a public figure. Some of this stuff I'm not about to go through because I went through it ad nauseum. TCA applies to a public official, a public figure, or other person who has drawn substantial public attention due to a person's official acts, fame, notoriety, or celebrity. Which all parties involved. It is a subject of concern, as explained in Maya Higa's motion to dismiss. Plaintiff's own pleadings lay out that Rodriguez was apparently a popular online streamer with over 70K subs, followers on Twitch, and 264,000 total views on YouTube, which Adrinah Lee has surpassed. That alone would make Adrinah Lee, by her own definition, a popular online streamer. Would that make me a popular online streamer? Oh no, I don't have the 70 subs, so oh well, for me. Higa notes that plaintiff filed her second amended motion on October 30th, 2023. Thus, for this convenience of this court, she's only responding to the second amended motion. Okay? I know, so close. Jack. Shout out to Jack, man. He always been supporting me. They bring up the sports Kita, and in her declaration attached to the TCPA response, plaintiff claims that many articles have been posted online about these events. So she's just using her words against her, clearly indicating that this incident that occurred between Crazy Slick and plaintiff and subsequent fallout is subject of, concern to the public, which I agree. Followers is wrong word and lazy. You're going to see that. You're going to see, I catch something else in their stuff. Good catch, though. Moreover, in focusing almost entirely on whether she herself is a limited purpose public figure, which for the life of me, I have no idea why her lawyer took this strategy to try to argue that she is not a public figure. She has brand deals. If you're not a public figure, how are you getting brand deals? Makes no sense to me. I'm shocked they didn't pull it up. They should have consulted me. Henry, what did we miss? Well, you didn't cite her sponsorships that she has through El Gato. Shout out to El Gato. I got a lot of their products. Plaintiff completely ignores this argument in Higa's motion to dismiss that. As to Higa, plaintiff alleges that only communications made about Crazy Slick, also known as Crazy Slick. In plaintiff's second amended response, she identifies the communications as issue in this matter as two defamatory statements made by Ms. Kiff, false and misleading statements made by Higa to the plaintiff on July 6, 2021. But Higa's alleged statements form the factual basis of plaintiff's claims concern that Rodriguez, not plaintiff, that Rodriguez was a good guy And he would never do something like that. Remember, that was the fraud. This shit got all tossed out. And was Mizkif's best friend. Like, Maya Higa being on the hook for this makes no sense for defamation. You can't, if Jack defamed someone, I can't be held liable. Like, well, he mods for you, Henry, so you're on the hook too for Jack's defamation. I'm like, yo, he's a grown man. We were talking wrestling. I don't know what he was talking about in the chat. I wasn't even reading it. Anyway, because these statements were not made about plaintiff, it does not allege that Higa made any defamatory statements. This is her whole argument. This is a great argument to have. Hey, I didn't say anything. And you're outside the statute of limitations. She has not provided clear and specific evidence. If I don't read it, don't even worry about it. Okay? Here we go. Right here. Her declaration of affidavits of Kyle Alexander and Anika Gordy, author, which contains statements inadmissible hearsay. Right? It's clear hearsay. You're not going to take hearsay to court. Now, I don't know if this is going to be fruit from the same poisonous tree where it was like, well, if we throw out some of the statements, we have to throw out all of the statements. I don't know how they going to do that if this actually does go to trial. Like, if this shit goes to trial, I'll be impressed. Higa's twit longer post and single text message from Higa to plaintiff. This is the evidence against her. Okay, you have these statements that contain hearsay, the text message between her and Mizkif, screenshots of online messages or Twitter posts from Mizkif, and screenshots of Mizkif's Twitter and Twitch. But the only thing that pertains to her is the text message she sent her. Like these news articles, which are based mostly on Trainwreck's thing, may get tossed out. If this goes to trial, they're going to annihilate Kyle. Oh my God. Could you imagine these people on the stand? Like the people who wrote these statements? Could you imagine Trainwreck's getting subpoenaed? Holy shit. Because everyone knows who Trainwreck is. Could you imagine Sear being on the stand? This could get really ugly real quick. Maya Higa's reply in support of, the news articles discussing Alien and O, the Sear text message. Very little of this evidence actually pertains to Higa, her statements, or her actions. As explained below, plaintiff has not made a clear and specific showing of the elements for intentional infliction of emotional distress against Higa. Accordingly, Higa is entitled to dismissal of the claims. The only claim focused on Higa's conduct has been dismissed, which was the fraud. All right, so if I don't read something, guys, it's because it's not needed. Trust me, it's not needed. She does not provide any evidence that Higa entered, adopted, was present for, or took part in any way of the alleged defamatory statements at issue in this case. You see how it works? You see how it works? Oh, man. It's crazy. But you got to defend the lawsuit. It's costing Higa some money or Mizkif some money. Who's paying these legal fees? I want to see the check. Higa's conduct at the meeting really pertains only to plaintiff's claim for fraud, in which alleged that Higa made the, Crazy Slick's a good guy. Shit like that. You like, Henry, what are we doing? I'm like, she has to defend herself. Plaintiff has put forth no evidence that Higa can be held liable for the statements or actions of her co-defendants, which I agree. She can't be held liable for shit other people said. Okay? The civil conspiracy theory that they conspired against her, she has no proof of that. Not saying that it didn't happen, not saying it did happen, but I'm saying, where's the proof? You gotta have a proof. You got no proof. Like, what are we doing? I can't just be fucking making blind allegations with nothing to stand on other than the fact that they were dating. Like, oh, they were dating, and I heard the phone call, so they were conspiring to defame me? No. I'm sorry, Adrinah. I'm sorry, baby. Sorry, sweetie. Again, the only alleged defamatory statements in the case were alleged to have been made by Mizkif, not Higa. I'm sorry. What do you want me to do, guys? This is what it is. While plaintiff's second amended petition contains cursory allegations that Higa acted individually and jointly to aid or abet their friend Rodriguez by seeking out and emotionally compromising his victim in order to limit the impact, she was required to put forward clear and specific evidence that Higa had a meeting of the minds with Mizkif to commit the unlawful act. Them dating or living together, Jesus, man. when Higa and others allegedly met with plaintiff to discuss the potential statement, she also included an alleged statement from Ms. Kiff on a voice call, thought this statement is not alleged but to be defamatory, in which Ms. Kiff said that him and Mayahiga were freaking out when she heard the accusations that, Ms. Kiff sent Higa because he wanted to know the situation and figure out what was going on. This is all from that leaked call. In Kyle's affidavit, he testifies that only Higa's statement at the July 6th meeting with Anika, in the Anika Gordon statement, that she testifies that Higa was in a group chat with her ex-boyfriend, which I believe has ties to, bro, you can't be asking for proof. I know it seems like that, right? If you make any allegations against me, I'll split my lip. God damn it. You better have some proof. Because I'll come for you myself. I wouldn't need the law. I'm like, bitch, don't got no proof. Anyway, this is all the affidavit stuff. Anika Gordy's ex-boyfriend, which I believe he has ties to OTK, I think, or some Mario shit when I looked into him, saying that they were going to prove that Crazy Slick didn't do it. This shit's hearsay. Sorry, it's hearsay. Otherwise, the only evidence plaintiff has provided of Higa's own words and conduct outside the meeting are, one, a statement issued on a tweet longer where Higa explained that she did not go to the house that day with any intention of manipulating Adrinah Lee's story, and a text message from Higa to the plaintiff where she apologized, explaining that she was in panic mode and didn't think Rodriguez was a predator at the time. Clearly, nothing in these two exhibits is any evidence of a conspiracy with Ms. Kiff to commit any unlawful acts or evidence that Higa engaged in any torturous conduct whatsoever. Remember, guys, I tell you, never apologize. I say, don't apologize. Ever. Ever. People are like, no, but I'm sorry. I was like, it's a sign of guilt. Or it can be interpreted as guilt, sorry. There's nothing defamatory. Again, there's no evidence that Higa took any part in any defamatory statements. Plaintiff has not made any case against Mayahiga for defamation. Remember, you have to make a false statement to a large audience that you know is not true and has to have a negative impact on someone. I don't see where Mayahiga did that. Higa did not publish or participate in any alleged defamatory statements. This shit just goes on. Hold on. Plaintiff is a limited purpose public figure and has no evidence of actual malice as to Higa. Look, I don't care what Adrinah Lee lawyers say. I don't care what Adrinah Lee say. You are a public figure. You are. Don't try to, play one when it benefits you and then try to hide it in a lawsuit. You're a public figure. What is this? The controversial issue must be in public, both in the sense that people are discussing it. Yeah, people were discussing it. The plaintiff must have more than a trivial. She does. This is all the stuff to prove that she's a public figure. While plaintiff concedes that, the controversies at issue were being discussed by people, then she attempts to loosely distinguish many cases which find those plaintiffs were limited purpose public figures, while putting forward no comparable cases where a court found the plaintiff was not a limited public figure. This is how you kick someone's fucking back in right there. Notice, this ain't a court citing. This is not citing anything else. It's like, hey, you found all these courses, but you're a fucking public figure. None of them shit you brought forward applies to public figures. They apply to like nobodies. As much as people like to make it out to be, Adrinah Lee is a somebody. She's a somebody. You cannot just write her off for this lawsuit, for the sake of this lawsuit. And shout out to everyone watching on YouTube. Do me a favor and like the stream. I know we got a lot of ninja watchers. They're like, I want to escape the ads from Twitch, so I'm going to watch on YouTube. Shout out to y'all. But she's a public figure. As a limited purpose public figure, Higa must provide clear and specific evidence that Higa had actual malice to the truth. Oh, man. Damn, we got a blocker up in this joint? Crazy. I mean, stuff is not highlighted because it's not whatchamacallit. Now, here's where she starts riding for Miz. Like, she be riding hard for Miz. Like, Mayahiga's a fucking rider, man. Like, you would kill for loyalty from your ex-girlfriend to have your back in a lawsuit. Now, granted, she's roped into the lawsuit itself, but Mayahiga could have easily took the easy way out, said Ms. Kiff told me to do it, went some girl power route with Adrinah Lee, but she like, nah. She like, nope. No. Nope. The first allegedly defamatory statement is not even defamation as a matter of law, which is basically her saying Ms. Kiff said was an opinion. You see how it works, guys? Like, read as a whole statement. This first statement merely communicates Ms. Kiff's beliefs that Rodriguez's misconduct was not that bad. That's the no big deal stuff. I'm not about to go through all that. Hopefully you guys been here from the beginning. While plaintiff's attempts to parse certain factual portions of the statement, i.e. that nobody hangs out with Rodriguez anymore, clearly these are not the defamatory statements that form the basis for plaintiff's claim. Plaintiff has not made a case for Higa in the intentional infliction of emotional distress. You got to be like really fucking harassing somebody. And shout out to the misconduct. I might use that in the thumbnail. I might use that. Again, Higa's only conduct at issue is this case occurred at the July 6th meeting, which we know. I think this only got like 2 more pages of this. It's insensitive what Ms. Kiff said, but it's not whatchamacallit. It's not infliction of emotional distress. Higa has demonstrated that the first alleged defamatory statement is barred by limitations. It's barred, as in you can't file a lawsuit a year after it was made. The statement, the no big deal statement, happened September 10th, 2021 during a World of Warcraft online game live stream. Okay? And where's it at? She didn't file it for 2 years or something. And these are all the cases that establish, that these are the court cases that establish that the court can dismiss it just off the statute of limitations alone. All right. So this is where I'm like, yo, it's really weird that Adrinah did not address the statute of limitations. All right. Plaintiff states that Higa has not filed any exhibits with her TCPA motion and does not appear to comport with TCA movement's burden. Okay. It's unclear what evidence plaintiff claims Higa should have filed to support her limitations defense. This is a lawyer like, why would I have to file exhibits? It's out of the statute of limitations. Like, she didn't file the whole you're a public figure stuff like Ms. Kiff. She didn't go that route. Statute of limitations, I didn't say those statements. That was her defense. Plaintiff's own allegations and declarations established that Ms. Kiff's first statement made on September 10th, 10/21, and her original petition in this case is public record, was not filed until March 16th, 2023. Checkmate, bitch! I mean, guys, what do you guys think of this? I know y'all quiet. Y'all probably legaled out from me geeking out about this stuff. But I don't know how it's going to work. I think what she tried to do, plaintiff now alleges that because a website located at sportskita.com republished Ms. Kiff's first statement on September 21st, 2022, her claim based on that statement is not barred by limitations.
First of all, shut the fuck up.
I'm sorry. Wait. Think about this, guys. I know hopefully I didn't lose you. Think about this. I defame you 3 years ago, right? I say Wayne Gretzky punched Jack in the face 3 years ago. I say it 3 years ago, right? It gets republished by Dexerto today. Wayne files a defamation lawsuit against me saying, hey, Henry said I punched Jack in the face and I didn't do it. But here's the big part. Here's the big but. But Wayne Gretzky knew about me saying the punch years ago. How did we know? Because Wayne Gretzky was foolish enough to react to it and record it and put it out on fucking YouTube. And it's there for forever. Do I have to go back and show you the react her retelling the story? Like, this shit is fucking done. If this is not done, I don't know. Okay, look, how about this? If this is not done, I'll see about showing up to the goddamn court case. I'll pop my ass on down to Texas. This is a huge thing. You be like, damn, y'all see me up in Texas. Like, could you imagine they come in the trial and shit? Maya Higa, Mizkif, Crazy Slick, and they see my ass in the back with like a pen and notepad taking fucking notes. Like, oh, I shot myself in the foot, guys. I said I was gonna be here if this shit go to trial. And lo and behold, we at trial. But, her claim based on the statement is not barred by limitations. Generally, however, persons cannot be held liable for repetition of a defamatory statement by a third person. And they got a court case for it, but this shit is like, I feel like it's dead just on the statute of limitations. And you got this uphill battle. Like, okay, well, if it's not statute of limitations, but which they would appeal, it'll be a slam dunk appeal. Evidence is still getting tossed out. Even if this narrow rule somehow applied to Ms. Kipp's statement and that the republication by Sportskeeda, plaintiff does not allege and has produced no evidence indicating that Higa had anything to do with the republication or is even aware of its republication, as she does not allege and has produced no evidence that Higa had anything to do with or was even aware of Ms. Kipp's original statement, which she wasn't, man. Like, this shit is just... Conclusion. Do we need to read it? Higa didn't make any defamatory statement, and the only claim which focused on her conduct has been dismissed. Otherwise, plaintiff put forward no evidence indicating that Higa can be held liable for the statements or conduct of Ms. Kiff or anybody else. Her claims against Higa must stand on her allegations as to Higa. Only communication concerned Rodriguez, who undoubtedly a public figure, and those communications clearly indicate the exercise of her right of free speech and subject to plaintiff's claim to TCPA. And plaintiff does not allege or provide any clear and specific evidence needed to meet the TCA burden that Higa uttered any defamatory statement, had any actual malice with respect to any defamatory statement, or engaged in any extreme outrageous conduct that could support her claim for intentional infliction of emotional distress. For these reasons, Higa requests that the court dismiss plaintiff's remaining claims for defamation, intentional infliction of emotional distress, and that Higa recover her court costs, expenses, and attorney fees for all relief Higa may be entitled to in equity. There we go. Where is Maya Higa? Where is she at? Now, there are 2 more pages, but I don't want to get into them. I'll probably just save them. The court fees and her objection to them. It's getting kind of late, and I'm kind of lured out. I'd rather end on a funny note, but what do you guys think? Is Maya Higa